Hello, loves, and welcome to Inner Love Messages. I'm Sarah, and if you're new here, I'm so glad to have you. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. Tonight, I have an urgent message for the Divine Feminine, and I need you to listen closely. Please keep in mind that this message may resonate with some of you, and for others, it might not. Just take what feels right, and leave what doesn't. Divine Feminine. There's a powerful current of energy moving through you right now, and I can feel it deeply within my soul. It's as if God is preparing to reveal not just the depth of who you are, but also the true nature of the people who have held sacred space in your heart. This moment in your life, though it may come with challenges, is filled with revelation. It's like the universe is gently lifting a veil, offering you clarity about everything that surrounds you. The energy you're sensing is from the eclipse, a force that doesn't just stir the surface, but reaches into every layer of your being to initiate transformation. You might not fully grasp it yet, but this is a turning point, one that is quietly reshaping your path and shifting the course of your destiny. Perhaps you've already noticed the changes creeping in. Your sleep feels disrupted, emotions are swirling unpredictably, and there's this lingering sense of something new on the horizon, something you can almost touch but not quite define. You might be feeling anxious at times, a little uneasy, unsure of what's next. But underneath all of that, if you take a moment to center yourself, to breathe into your heart space, you'll find a quiet stillness starting to emerge. That sense of calm you feel isn't random. It's the quiet whisper of alignment, the sign that even amid the chaos, you are right where you're meant to be. This is the peace we all long for, the kind that doesn't depend on external certainty but comes from deep knowing. And you, dear one, are flowing in it now, whether you realize it fully or not. This eclipse is peeling back layers to show you what no longer serves your spirit. You may begin to notice certain relationships or circumstances shifting in unexpected ways. People you once thought would always be by your side may be drifting, evolving, or even stepping away altogether. And while that can feel heavy, especially when it involves people you've loved deeply, it's part of the divine orchestration. These moments aren't meant to break you. They're meant to open your eyes, to give you the space to invite in what's truly aligned with your soul. Sometimes the pain we feel isn't punishment, it's redirection. It's the universe saying, this is no longer your home. You might start questioning how certain people make you feel. There could be an ache in your heart from not being truly seen, from not feeling valued in the way you deserve. That feeling, that ache, is not something to ignore. It's your soul calling attention to the misalignment. Some of these connections, as meaningful as they once were only meant to be with you for a season. They were here to teach you something about your worth, your boundaries, your power. These were karmic ties, threads woven into your journey not to define your entire story, but to help you grow. Letting go of them might feel like losing a part of yourself, but in truth, it's the start of finding who you really are underneath it all. As one chapter gently closes, you're being invited into a new one, a chapter that asks you to rise higher and step more fully into your true self. The shifts happening around you, while uncomfortable, are not random. They're purposeful. They're preparing you for the life you've always been destined to live, a life where your divine feminine energy isn't suppressed or sacrificed, but honored and celebrated. When you release the people, the beliefs, and the patterns that no longer nourish your soul, you begin to uncover the raw, powerful truth of who you are. You start to bloom. This is your moment to embrace the fullness of your spirit, to walk forward even if the path feels uncertain. Trust that every step is being guided by a force far greater than you can see. What's coming is more beautiful than you've ever imagined, and it's all aligned with your purpose. You may also begin to see people more clearly than ever before. The masks they wore so comfortably might be slipping away, revealing parts of them you hadn't noticed or perhaps didn't want to see. The energy you're tapping into is deeply intuitive. It allows you to read between the lines, to feel what words don't say, to sense the true vibration of those around you. For as long as you can remember, you've carried this gift. You've felt when something was off, even if it didn't make sense to your mind. Maybe you stayed anyway, hoping love or time could change the connection. Maybe your compassion kept you invested in people who didn't meet you at your depth. But now, there's a divine shift urging you to step back, to observe, to reset. This next phase of your journey doesn't require you to carry what was never yours to hold. It's time to release the weight of relationships that have become one-sided, to move beyond energies that leave you feeling depleted instead of uplifted. You may notice this, especially in a specific relationship, be it romantic, platonic, or even familial, where the emotional balance has long been lost. You've been giving so much, trying so hard to maintain harmony, that you've slowly drained your own well. The reciprocity hasn't been there, and now your spirit is calling for balance. You're no longer available to overextend, to constantly be the one holding everything together. You're being called to rise into a space where your boundaries are firm, your needs are honored, and your energy is sacred. There may be a familiar weariness in your soul, the kind that comes from always giving more than you've received. You've poured love into empty vessels, hoping one day they'd overflow in return. You've nurtured connections that left you feeling unseen, unheard, and undervalued. And yet you stayed, believing in what could be, trusting in the potential. But now you can feel the shift. That dynamic is crumbling. The time of giving from an empty cup is ending. You're entering a new reality, one that doesn't demand self-sacrifice to prove your love or worth. The divine feminine you embody is no longer about surviving the imbalance. It's about choosing harmony and honoring your own needs as sacred. You've grown in ways you may not even fully recognize. Your spirit is in tune with the deep intuitive yin energy, the nurturing, receptive, magnetic energy that doesn't chase but simply allows. You're beginning to feel what it means to truly receive, to open your arms to the love, support, and abundance that have been waiting for you. And this time, it won't come from the places you used to beg for it. It will come from the alignment you've created within yourself. What you're experiencing right now is more than just a moment. It's a profound shift, a transformation that touches every part of your being. For so long, you may have found yourself in the role of the giver, the one who nurtures, heals, and lifts others up. You've poured so much of your energy into holding space for others, and while that's beautiful, it's no longer the season for self-sacrifice. Now, it's your time to receive. You're being gently guided inward, into the depths of your own soul, where your inner wisdom has been waiting patiently for you to listen. You're beginning to understand that you don't have to be everything for everyone. You deserve to be replenished too. You deserve to be held by the same kind of care and love you've so willingly given to others. And before you continue watching the full video, I just want to take a moment to say this from the heart. If this message resonates with you and you appreciate the time and energy that went into creating it, feel free to offer a super thanks. It's a simple gesture, but it speaks volumes and means so much. This shift you're moving through, it's powerful. You may start to notice that life feels a little lighter, as if something unseen has shifted in your favor. It's not about pushing harder or trying to force things into place. Instead, everything seems to flow, almost effortlessly. You're no longer working against the current, you're moving with it. There's a quiet grace in your steps and a sense of calm clarity in your heart. Even if you don't have all the answers, you've started trusting the process. You feel your soul taking the lead, aligning you with the rhythm of something bigger than yourself. This is what it feels like when you step into the flow of your divine feminine energy. Life begins to respond to your presence rather than your effort. You're no longer living through strain or stress. You're allowing yourself to be guided toward what feels right, what feels aligned, what feels true. And as you move forward, you'll likely notice that things are falling away, old patterns, relationships, and habits that once felt familiar, but no longer serve your highest path. It might feel uncomfortable or even painful at first, but please know this: what's being removed is making space for what's meant for you. The universe is clearing the way, not to take something from you, but to prepare you. You're being gently, but firmly, redirected to a life of deeper alignment and fulfillment. It's okay to let go. You don't have to hold on to anything that no longer resonates with your truth. Trust that you're being protected, and that every loss is creating room for something more beautiful to bloom. You may have recently found yourself pulling back, even if you didn't realize it at first. Your attention is naturally shifting away from the people, environments, or situations that no longer match your soul's frequency. And in doing so, you're starting to feel your own energy shift too. There's a magnetic force within you that's growing stronger, one that's drawing things toward you without you needing to chase or control. Even if you're uncertain about what's coming, the transformation is already underway. You're beginning to recognize your power, not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that radiates from within. It's a quiet, unwavering strength, and it's changing everything. The energy around this time, especially with the current eclipse, is amplifying all of this. You're not imagining the intensity, it's real. Eclipses bring change, often sudden and undeniable. You might notice people leaving your life, conversations ending, or circumstances shifting without warning. These aren't coincidences. These are sacred shifts. The universe is asking you to release what no longer aligns, not as a punishment, but as preparation. You're shedding layers that have weighed you down for far too long. This release isn't a loss, it's liberation. What's leaving is not meant for the version of you that you're stepping into. In the weeks ahead, especially over the next 6 weeks, it's going to be more important than ever to spend time with yourself. Make space to reflect. Journaling will be your mirror during this time. Let your thoughts pour out freely, without editing, without judgment. Let yourself process everything. What's leaving, what's coming, and what's shifting within you. Pay attention to how others are responding to you, because your energy is different now. Some people will be drawn to your light, while others may feel uneasy around it. That's not your burden to carry. Just notice it. Your energy is speaking before you even open your mouth, and it's calling in everything that matches your new vibration. For those who've been waiting for you to step into your power, this is the moment they've sensed would come. And now, here you are. Ready. You're standing at the edge of a new beginning. A chapter is closing, and a new one is opening, one that reflects the fullness of your being. This is your invitation to release anything that feels heavy, outdated, or untrue. Fear, doubt, and past versions of yourself don't belong where you're going. You've prayed for this. You've manifested and done the inner work to prepare for this. And now, it's time to meet life with open arms. The strength you've cultivated has brought you to a place where you're finally ready to say yes to yourself, to your purpose, to your divine calling. There is a kind of letting go happening now, not from pain, but from power. It's a sacred release, a soul-deep surrender to the life you've always known was waiting for you. Even as you navigate the inevitable discomfort that comes with change, there is a deep peace settling within you. It may feel like you're walking through unknown territory, but there's a quiet confidence in your heart. You know you're not lost. You're being led. The peace you feel is a sign that you're on the right path. As the old falls away, it's creating space for something far more aligned. Not everyone will understand this transformation. Some people may feel uneasy around your newfound clarity. They may react from their own unhealed places, but remember, that's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of the truths being revealed. You're no longer willing to tolerate dishonesty or people who can't meet you in your authenticity. You can sense energy now more clearly than ever. You walk into a space and you just know who's genuine, who's not, what feels right, and what needs to go. This phase is testing your trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in your intuition. Trust in the divine guidance that's been whispering to you all along. The more you lean into that trust, the more life will rise to meet you in the most miraculous ways. Opportunities, people, and experiences that are in true alignment will begin to appear, but only because you've made room for them. You're releasing the old, even when it's uncomfortable, because you know your soul is calling you forward. This path might not always be easy, but it is sacred. You're choosing to walk in truth, in power, and in alignment with who you really are. And remember, this isn't just about your personal journey. This shift is happening on a collective level, touching every soul in some way. You're not alone in this. Around you, others are awakening, stepping into new timelines, breaking free from old conditioning. You'll start to see it in their eyes, in their voices, in the decisions they make. It's like the veil is lifting for all of us, allowing more clarity, more truth, and more purpose to shine through. What we're witnessing right now is a powerful emergence of truth in people. It's not just a mental or emotional shift, it's something that's beginning to show physically. You can see it in someone's energy, and how they carry themselves, and in the way they interact with the world around them. It's a beautiful thing to witness, but it's important to remember that this awakening isn't meant to create distance between you and others. It's really about becoming more aware of the spiritual and energetic currents that are always present, whether we're conscious of them or not. When others begin to step into their truth and embrace their personal power, it acts as a mirror. It invites you to reflect on your own journey, to consider how far you've come, and to check in with where you are in your own transformation. Right now, we're entering a phase of deep transformation, and it's one that can feel intense and even overwhelming at times, especially under the influence of Scorpio season. Scorpio brings us face to face with the raw, unfiltered aspects of ourselves. It doesn't allow for surface-level living. Instead, it asks us to go inward and face what's been hiding in the shadows of our minds. Old emotions, memories, long-forgotten desires, everything we've buried tends to rise during this time. It's not always easy, but it's powerful. Scorpio energy helps us strip away what's no longer true and brings us closer to our core. It reveals the forces shaping our lives behind the scenes, the energies we may not have noticed or fully understood until now. And when we allow ourselves to go there, when we truly face what's within, we uncover the most transformative parts of ourselves. This period also brings with it a thinning of the veil between the spiritual and physical worlds. If you're someone who's energetically or spiritually sensitive, you're likely already feeling this. You might notice that your intuition is stronger, that synchronicities are more frequent, or that you're picking up on messages and signs you might have missed before. It might come through in dreams, heightened senses, or simply a deeper sense of knowing. However it shows up, trust that what you're sensing is real. This is a time when the universe is speaking more clearly and your inner wisdom is more attuned than ever. The answers you've been searching for may already be with you, waiting for you to pause and listen. At the same time, there's a powerful wave of divine feminine energy rising within all of us. It's the energy of intuition, of nurturing, of deep, inner knowing. It brings with it the ability to sense truth on a soul level, to recognize when someone's words and actions don't align, to feel the authenticity or lack of it in the spaces and people around you. This sensitivity can be overwhelming because it makes you more aware of where things feel off, but it's also a gift. It's your inner guidance system becoming stronger, urging you to trust yourself more deeply and to build a life that feels honest and aligned. This divine feminine energy doesn't just help you see others more clearly, it invites you to see yourself more clearly too. You might find parts of yourself rising up that you've hidden away for a long time. Maybe you kept them buried because you were afraid or because you didn't feel safe to express who you really were. But now, there's a sense of urgency to let these parts of you breathe. You may feel called to step forward with more openness, more honesty, more heart. It's not always comfortable. Sometimes it requires you to peel back layers you've worn for years. But it also brings a deep sense of relief. To show up as your full self is one of the most liberating things you can do. You may find yourself craving more solitude during this time, and that's perfectly natural. Whether you're navigating a spiritual awakening, going through emotional healing, or simply trying to make sense of everything you're feeling, being alone can bring clarity. In the quiet moments, the voice of your soul becomes louder. When you step away from the noise of the world, you can finally hear what your inner self has been trying to say. It's in these moments that deep healing takes place, not through doing more, but through simply being. This is where you reconnect with the divine, where you shed the old layers and make space for new energies to rise within you. Although this transformation feels deeply personal, it's also part of something much bigger. As you grow, you'll see others growing too. Their shifts may not look like yours, but they're going through their own versions of awakening and change. This is not a time to divide or distance ourselves from others, but to integrate, to understand that we are all moving through our journeys in different ways, but we are connected through a shared transformation. Whether it's the powerful Scorpio energy stirring up the depths, or the sacred rise of divine feminine wisdom within you, know that you are being held by something much greater. You are being guided. Use this time to connect with that guidance. Let it move you toward a deeper state of awareness, a more heartfelt connection with yourself and with others, and a more authentic way of living. This is a window of growth and alignment, not just for you personally, but as part of a collective shift in consciousness, and it's happening now. Solitude during this time is not loneliness. It's a sacred space where you get to meet yourself fully. In that stillness, you begin to see what's been hiding behind the distractions. You touch your dreams, your desires, your truth. You begin to recognize what peace actually feels like. In that space, you come home to yourself. And once you've tasted that level of depth and honesty, it becomes harder to accept anything less. You start to see clearly which relationships, situations, or energies are no longer aligned with your truth. Not because you're judging them, but because you finally remembered your worth. And once you know your worth, you start living from it. You don't beg for peace, you embody it. As you continue walking this path of self-discovery, you may think back to the times when you felt small or unseen. Maybe you once questioned your path or let others' expectations blur your sense of direction. But look at you now. You've grown beyond that. You've outgrown the need to explain yourself or shrink to fit into places that were never meant for your expansion. Now your journey is guided by your soul, not your fears. And everything that no longer resonates with your spirit will begin to fall away gently and naturally. You won't have to force it. The universe supports your alignment, and it will clear the way for your most authentic path to unfold. This moment of transformation is going to feel unmistakable, so deep and powerful that you won't even question it. The changes taking place within and around you are meant to be lasting, and the universe will make that very clear. You'll notice signs appearing everywhere, repeating numbers, recurring symbols, animals crossing your path in meaningful ways, all of which are gentle messages reminding you that you're exactly where you need to be. Every time you see these signs, it will feel like the universe is reaching out with quiet reassurance, letting you know you're not alone. It will feel like being wrapped in invisible arms, supported by something greater than yourself. These divine nudges will guide you, affirming that everything is unfolding in your favor, even when you can't yet see how it all fits together. You carry immense power within you, and your presence in this lifetime holds profound purpose. The energy around you is shifting in such a way that life begins to flow with greater ease. Even when you're met with resistance or difficult responses from others, you'll start to see that it's not personal. It's just energy reflecting back to you. You'll notice that people around you can't hide how they truly feel anymore, and you won't be able to hide your truth either. Your light is becoming too bright to dim. Your authenticity is rising, and it's so powerful that it naturally inspires those around you to embrace their own truth as well. As the divine feminine, you are here to live with depth, to create beauty, to love boldly, and to experience life in all its richness. You were never meant to be small or confined. You were made to be sovereign, free, abundant, and radiant. You are a vessel of joy, a creator of love, and a soul born to thrive. Love for you isn't just a feeling or something you offer to others. It's the very essence of who you are. It's in every way you show up, in how you care for yourself, and in the way your energy touches the world around you. Your love is powerful. It uplifts, it heals, and it transforms. And it's that love that lies at the very heart of your purpose. This deep well of love within you is not something you have to seek out or earn. It's not something to chase or wait for. It already lives inside you. It's your foundation, your core. Once you begin to truly connect with this source within, something incredible starts to happen. Life begins to shift. It's as if the entire universe starts moving in rhythm with your soul. Things that once felt uncertain begin to settle, while other pieces of your life, relationships, circumstances, or even parts of yourself that you thought were stable may start to fall away. And as this happens, instead of feeling lost, you'll discover a new level of peace deep within. That's when you'll realize you're no longer reacting to the world around you, but instead being guided by a force much greater than yourself, your own divine essence. This realization doesn't come from overthinking or analyzing. It's a deep inner knowing. It's the calm that stays with you even when life feels chaotic. It's the confidence that rises even when the path ahead is unclear. It's the strength that holds you when everything around you is shifting. This inner connection becomes your anchor. No matter what changes, no matter what leaves, you'll still be standing strong, because you'll know your worth doesn't depend on anything external. You'll start to feel a quiet but steady transformation. Your spirit becomes unshakable, and from this place, your life starts to blossom in ways that are deeply fulfilling. Not just in fleeting moments, but in lasting, meaningful ways. You'll begin to see your own divine energy more clearly. The power, the wisdom, the endless potential you carry as a divine, feminine soul. It's always been there, even when you couldn't fully feel it. Even the times when you felt pulled in different directions or when life seemed overwhelming. Those moments weren't signs of being off track. They were part of the sacred path you're walking. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every confusing detour has served a purpose. They've been the soul lessons meant to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what comes next. And now your soul is ready. It's ready to live from a place of peace, love, and genuine joy. Not just someday, but now. You've walked through enough. You've felt the weight of uncertainty and the sting of disappointment. And now, something inside you is stirring, awakening. You're longing for more. You want to feel at peace. You want a love that is real and nourishing. And you want to feel safe enough to show up as your whole self, with nothing held back. You're ready to be seen, not in pieces, but in your fullness. In all the truth, beauty, and complexity of who you are. And that desire is not accidental. It's a calling from deep within, a signal that it's time to rise. You've outgrown the spaces that required you to shrink. Your light can no longer be hidden. There's a powerful energy building inside you, asking you to say yes to your truth. To own it, to step forward and stop waiting. You're being invited by the universe, by your higher self, to move into the next phase of your journey. The opportunities for change are already around you, even if they're not fully visible yet. But before you step forward, it's important to get honest with yourself. What do you truly want this next chapter to feel like? What are you ready to create from this space of deep inner power? Start by tuning into love, the kind of love that begins with you. Let that be your guide, and know this: whatever is leaving your life right now, whatever is shifting or falling away, it's doing so with purpose. Even when it hurts, even when it doesn't make sense, the universe is making room for something greater. This is not the end. It's the beginning of something more aligned, more beautiful, and more in tune with your soul's true desires. Eventually, you'll look back and see how all the pieces, every joy, every loss, every leap of faith came together to create something perfect. You are on a path of awakening. You're stepping into a version of yourself that is truer, stronger, and more aligned than ever before. And through it all, remember this: you are loved deeply. You are supported by forces seen and unseen. You are divine. And as you continue to walk this path, let that knowing fill you with trust. Let it remind you that every twist and turn is part of the sacred unfolding. Let yourself receive it all with an open heart. If you've been noticing truths bubbling to the surface, secrets coming to light, or illusions dissolving, understand that this is part of your transformation. These revelations are not random. They're the universe helping you see more clearly, guiding you toward deeper wisdom and clarity. It's like a fog lifting, and for the first time in a long while, you can finally see what's real. That clarity is a gift. It's a signal that you're ready to step into a new phase of life, one where truth and authenticity lead the way. You're beginning to see more clearly now, not just what's happening around you, but what's unfolding within you as well. This moment is inviting you to deepen your trust in yourself, to listen more closely to that quiet voice within, and to truly honor the intuition that's been guiding you all along. Every experience you've walked through has given you wisdom, and now is the time to believe in it. Even if the path feels uncertain or unfamiliar at times, you are exactly where you're meant to be. The divine is gently guiding your steps, even when you can't see it, always supporting you in quiet, powerful ways. You are a sacred being, and the shifts happening right now are all moving you closer to your truest and highest expression. Whatever comes, whether it's joy, love, freedom, or new opportunities, know that you're not only ready for it, but you wholeheartedly deserve it. As these transformations unfold, remember to treat yourself with gentleness and compassion. Change at this depth can stir up so much: old memories, forgotten pain, long-held attachments. You may find yourself facing emotional waves that catch you off guard, but that's all part of the process. Growth isn't always graceful, and sometimes it brings out what you thought you had already let go of. In these moments, trust that you're being led, even when it feels difficult. You might encounter resistance, not just within yourself, but from others around you. Some people may not understand the changes you're going through. Their confusion or doubt isn't a reflection of your truth, but often just a reaction to the unfamiliar. You don't need their validation to continue on your path. You've worked incredibly hard to come this far, and you've already overcome so much. Your journey is sacred, and it's uniquely yours. This is a time to root deeply into the peace, freedom, and happiness that you've cultivated. You've earned it, and you're ready to step into a life that reflects the person you've become, not who you once were. It's also important to be mindful of how you respond to anything that disturbs your peace. You've been doing deep spiritual work, healing old wounds, and finding strength in places where there was once only pain. But the path of healing doesn't always follow a straight line. Sometimes, people or situations will show up that trigger old reactions, tempting you to fall back into patterns that no longer serve you. This doesn't mean you're failing. It's not a setback. It's an invitation to rise higher. You're being asked to embody your growth, to act from your higher self, and to move forward with greater awareness and grace. These moments are opportunities to choose differently, to respond with the wisdom you now carry. The energy you're stepping into feels like a new beginning, fresh, open, and full of possibility. It's like stepping outside into the warmth of spring after a long, cold winter. Everything is blooming again, and you are being called to bloom right alongside it. This is your chance to walk into a new chapter with confidence, knowing that you're more than capable of creating a life that truly aligns with who you are now. Right now, this very moment is the beginning of something new. Whether it's an eclipse or another powerful cosmic shift, there's energy in the air that's opening a doorway for you. You're being invited to step through that doorway, to leave behind whatever no longer supports your growth, and to move toward a future that feels aligned with your soul. take time to reflect on where you've been and who you've become. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you connect more deeply with yourself. Journaling your dreams, your breakthroughs, your progress, it all helps to ground the energy and remind you just how far you've come. You are not who you once were. Every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, every lesson you've learned has brought you to this powerful moment of becoming. It's time to own that. Letting go is never easy, but it's necessary. The people, places, and patterns that were once a part of your life may no longer align with the version of you that exists today. That doesn't mean they weren't meaningful. It simply means their chapter in your story is complete. Make room now for what truly resonates with your spirit. This is your chance to create space for new energy to enter. Energy that supports your growth, that reflects your worth, that uplifts you. You're worthy of everything good that's coming. You're not just ready for it, you were made for it. The universe is ready to walk alongside you in co-creation. The path ahead is wide open, full of opportunities that match the frequency you're holding. Stay true to who you are and know that you're exactly where you need to be. And if you're feeling a connection to this message, if it resonates with something deep inside of you, know that your presence here matters. Supporting content like this, whether through a super thanks or simply by subscribing, helps keep the energy flowing so more people can receive messages that uplift and encourage. Your support is deeply appreciated, and we're so grateful to have you as part of this journey.